It is a World Championship podcast here with Austin and Ollie.
Yes,
The sports
sir.
podcast with Ollie and Austin. How you feeling, man?
I feel like a champ. I wasn't on the field. I wasn't in Arizona, but I feel like a champ.
I
Kind of
think
shake a
everyone
little
should,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah, shake a little bit of the bad juju off from 2011. It feels good, man.
I feel like I still can't, I'm still not believing it. I can't.
Yeah, I think that's understandable. And
It's kind of hard.
I was kind of the same way because I didn't do anything for the game last night, right? So I was just at home watching it, and I was they just won the World Series just casually. Almost is kind of how I feel like it is, right? And it's just
Yeah.
It's just another game, ready for the lineup to drop on Friday for game 6, but no, that was the finale. That was it. Rangers are your World Series champs, which is kind of crazy to think about because I was going back into some of our episodes from really some of the early ones that we did, and I was like, oh my god, the Rangers, we were just looking at the episode titles, the Rangers are dead,
Shambles,
or shambles, or oh my god, our bullpen is just bleeding runs, and I was reading stories on ESPN and stuff like that today about the story of the season, and it was just we after the All-Star break, after that, what was it, that 8-game win streak or where we won a lot?
Yeah, we came out hot after the All-Star break.
Yeah, and then
we came out, swept Tampa, and that's all I remember.
And then I think we end up losing 16-20 at one point or something like that. And then obviously, right, we were there for that Houston series. So
yeah,
to go through that where it looked oh my god, we might not make the playoffs. I think you said when we were doing hot takes and stuff like that, one of your things was the Rangers aren't going to make the playoffs. And then to see, and then reflecting and looking at that last game in Seattle, right? The end of the world, or the last series of the regular season, and you see okay, we just need to win 2 games and we are clinching the division, and we couldn't do that. And so to go and lose that last game on the road in Seattle to, being what, 11 straight in the playoffs when it comes to road playoff games. So it's just crazy to think that where this team was and kind of where we finished up.
Yeah, I think you had it right on the dot. I didn't go back like you did, but I was just thinking in my head, we're on record, right? We can go back, like you said, we can go back, listen to all of our stuff, and I was all over the place. I was.
Yeah,
I feel
I think we both
you stayed the same. I feel like you felt the same. You felt the same. You stayed the same. Dude, we're good. We're good. Maybe once in a while you'll crack. You crack every once in a while, like Bruce Bochy on the sideline. But I was dude, we're done, man. I'm sorry. We won 4 games, I think, out of 20 games. Is that 16 or 4 and 16 run you're talking about?
Yeah, that's
it's insane. What I was seeing, and everything left and right was happening. Garcia was getting hurt. Heim got hurt. Josh Young could have had season-ending injury. Everything looked like it just wasn't going your way anymore.
Yeah, and it just I think it kind of all came to a head at one point in the season, but then also it kind of all solved itself at the same point in the season. It kind of solved all the issues that we had, the injuries. I think at one point we had Seager was hurt. I think Young was hurt.
We had 70% of our All-Stars after the All-Star break go down. Eovaldi, yeah, keep going with the list.
Yeah, I think it was Young, Scherzer, Adolis,
Eovaldi,
Jonah Heim, Eovaldi. Obviously Scherzer, right? Just the sheer number of injuries and stuff like that we had towards the end of the season was just, you just can't really you can't really account for that, and you can't say it's just tough. But then also everybody got hurt maybe a week before the end of the regular season, and so those last, it sucks because, right, we lost that series in Seattle that would have given us the division, but it kind of worked out well because it allowed us to kind of find our feet, get hot. The bullpen got healthy. Think of go and look back at some of the stuff that we were saying about Spores or Will Smith or
Spores.
Anybody in the bullpen, right? And then to see now, I think Spores, his ERA in the postseason was 0.75.
At some
And
point, it was
obviously, right,
0.90, but that was before the last
yeah,
inning. So yeah, it went
yeah,
down.
it was 0.75, right? And then like
Oh my
now all of a sudden
gosh.
you have the iconic, like in history, the iconic like glove spike after the last pitch,
Dude,
right? Like
that's what everyone's talking about. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't know if you saw this or not, but I sent you a tweet on it where I think Cooperstown is like taking his glove
Yeah, yeah,
for
I heard about
yeah
that.
yeah. So it's just like just the roller coaster I think that the team went on throughout the season is kind of something that like it just makes the season its own like thing, and it's kind of poetic in a way. I think that it's
It's
just it
lovely,
kind of
dude.
makes
The way it
it makes
ended.
everything it just kind of makes everything a little bit sweeter.
Yeah, and don't forget, Will Smith's luggage tag is also going to Cooperstown.
Yeah. I was when I found out that he's won the last 3 World Series, I was shocked.
He's the first player to ever do it.
That's so
3
crazy.
World
3 different
Series in
teams
a row,
with 3
different
different
teams.
teams. That's
Yeah, first guy.
how did we get him this year? Did we sign him in free agency or something like that? Because I know we wouldn't have traded him
So
with
the thing
Houston.
is, if you hear it like that, it sounds like damn, like he was on a World Series team every single time.
Yeah.
I might be this could be I would just be very mistaken, but I think his peak was the Braves.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
was
100%.
okay with the Astros, but he didn't even make their postseason roster. I only know this because of my friend
Mm,
Eric, the one that's a Houston
yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
He didn't even make their postseason roster last year when they won.
Okay.
He was on there,
I see.
but it was like a Matt Bush type of thing.
Yeah,
As far
yeah,
as
I
I
got
know,
you.
he
I
wasn't
got
even on
you.
the postseason roster. Like everyone on the Astros hates him. He's
Yeah.
terrible. There's also just one Astro fan that I'm getting at you
No,
from.
no, I know what you mean though. I know what you mean though.
Yeah, so it's not like he was, like how did he land to the range? I mean, you saw him what he was capable of and what he's not capable of.
Yeah. No, that
So
makes
that's what
sense.
I was. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but he really is just some other arm and
Yeah.
just keep
And I
on
think
winning.
yeah, and I think just like I don't really know if we have like right a point of like what we want to talk about this episode, but like I think
Mhm.
I think it's beautiful just the story of the season, right? Like I mean, like just so many things. Like you start out so hot. I mean, I think we kind of knew that we had like a special, at least offensive side of the ball.
Mhm.
I mean, pretty early on. I think by the end, even when Corey Seager went down at the beginning of the season, I think we still had the most runs scored in the entire major league,
Mhm.
which I think in that we kept that up until at least the All-Star break, I think, if I'm correct. And then
Yeah, we were fighting it with the Rays and stuff.
yeah, so I mean, and then to go on the road and just be like the road dogs throughout the entire postseason too, like it's crazy, man. It's poetic. I think it's kind of beautiful. Um, and then even right, like the little like subliminal storylines of like Adolis Garcia like setting the postseason RBI record, like
RBI
was
and
it like
LCS and self too.
yeah yeah, like the postseason record of RBI is the same, like breaking David Freese's record from the 2011 World Series, like or 2011 postseason, like to the exact day, like just stuff like that, man. It's just like it's just kind of like written in the stars, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
you could kind of sense like after, I would probably say even after the Tampa series, but definitely after the Orioles series, like they were just hot, and like they just got hot at the right time, and um yeah, man, it's kind of
That's playoffs
unbelievable.
for you. No,
Yeah,
for
you just
sure.
gotta
Like
get hot.
it is unbelievable. I still can't believe it. And that's the thing about playoffs. Like I said, it's
Yeah,
whoever gets hot at the right time. The Diamondbacks got hot,
yeah,
and dude, they were cold last night.
yeah.
Zach Allen
It's
throws an absolute just gem of a game that he will remember forever, and every single Arizona Diamondback should remember forever. Even though
yep,
he gave up those 2 runs, got the L, he was looking insane.
yeah,
The Diamondbacks had guys in scoring position every single inning up until I think the 6th,
yep,
and Eovaldi finally got like a 1-2-3.
yep.
Props to EO, bro. He just it was a perfect definition of short memory as a starting pitcher or just a pitcher in general.
100%, hundred
This guy
percent.
had 5 walks. I think that was more walks than he had all of postseason combined in just in like 5 innings.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
First batter, 4-pitch walk. Corbin Carroll steals already, scoring position.
Yep.
And I think they bunted him over, and he was already at third.
Yeah, and I know like I think I sent you a text a couple times. I was like, "Oh, we're toast. Like we're see you Friday. Like we're gonna." And it is because it's like
Yeah,
it just
and
felt
I don't
like
blame you.
it felt like every inning almost like all right, like no outs, like base. I think they had no outs, runners on second and third. I think at one point, and then somehow
Mm-hmm.
Eovaldi gets out of it. Like just
Dude,
doesn't make any
props
sense,
to EO,
you
man.
know?
How he was able to get out of that, I have no idea. I mean, almost every single time he put himself in those positions, I don't think, you could probably correct me, I don't think he really gave up that many like hard hit balls. Like it
No,
wasn't like he was getting cranked. All
no,
the singles he was giving up. I mean, other than Christian Walker, he got that double.
yeah,
And other than that, it was just like soft contact, and they were just finding the holes. It was just unlucky.
yeah. And then like, yeah, I think, and then just Corey Seager, man. I mean, I think he's NLCS or not World Series MVP for a reason, right? And just to finally be the one that like breaks up the no hitter. Like Zach Allen had a no hitter going until the sixth inning, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, sixth. Yeah, he was at a crazy pitch count. He was like at like 60 something, 70 in the sixth.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like Corey Seager's the one that like finally gets it rolling.
And it's a shitty ass hit, bro. Shitty ass hit to the opposite side where the shift is on the other side, and it was just like. And guess what? It took one to go down for everyone to be like, okay, let's do it.
It started going.
Was that the third time he was going through the lineup?
It had to have been. It had to be the third
time. Had to have been, yeah. So I think
the third time.
They started seeing more of it, and I think that's where the coach fucked up, Arizona coach. Yep. I really thought after he gave up the one run or even the 2 hits, I'm like, okay, I think you got to get someone warming up. I know he's been your guy, but at some point you got to know when to pull him in a live or die game.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's something that, like, just I think Bochy is just like have made such a difference in the season. Like, you can trust analytics all you want, but just something about Boch, like he just has like the natural just like feel of the game, and that's why he's a 3-time World Series champ. You know, now four, right? So it's just stuff like that, and then like you got to feel for Diamondbacks fans too. Like just 2 games in a row, just weird fielding errors that they've made. I
felt so bad for Alek Thomas, dude.
It sucks, and it's just
especially as like he's a Mexican and the WBC he had, and I know he has a bright future ahead of him. And I was telling everyone he makes that play like nothing. It's like butter to him. He
99 times out of 100
does it. And like game of like centimeters, inches. You bring your glove up a little too early, and especially in the outfield, it's almost like a goalie or center back in defense. If you fuck up, there's no one behind you.
Yeah.
Absolutely no one, and it's
then
tough.
You can just kind of see him like deflated afterwards, and like I think
he's thinking about it right now. He's thinking about it right now. He no way he slept. You don't know if that changes the series. You win or lose that game, but you probably only get maybe 2 runs in or 1.
I think that it would have been 2-0 after that, but instead because it would have been 2-0, and instead like. He doesn't get it.
Simeon would have been at first.
He would have been at first. It would have been first and third, and I think he would have been able to live. Like it just like kind of changes the course.
Dude. It sucks.
It changes the course, and then like next inning comes around, Simeon like just blasts a 2-run bomb. Like what was it in the 8th inning or whatever? Like
I don't know why it took your second best hitter to go down and be like, I guess I'll try now.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Hey, that's my dog, though. I love it.
Dude, he absolutely pissed on that. Yanked it, bro.
Absolutely. And it's just like, that was the moment where I was like, all right, like, I think, like,
did you already know at that point you thought it was over?
I think at that point, that's when I was like, all right, I think it's done. Like, I think, like,
yeah, everyone's around me cheering and stuff. And I said, guys, no. I wasn't. We've been one strike away too many times. Yeah. I told you I don't like to get my hopes up. Is that wrong?
No,
I don't get my hopes up. I don't get disappointed.
No, I think that's fair. That's fair. You set realistic expectations.
I'm out here with
elated, over the moon. Yeah, over the moon.
I'm out, bro. God, man.
Yeah. Nah, and I think that I will say I was kind of sad when they kept Spores in there to end the game. I just wanted to see Leclerc.
You wanted Leclerc to come out.
I wanted Leclerc to come out. That way you could just...
I need to stop saying his name. He didn't even come in the game, and I should just show him.
No, I wanted to see him just blow a 98-mile-an-hour fastball and just do what he does. But like, I think this is like textbook, like just the game, right? I mean, it's just like high tense, like high stress the entire game, and then to come and just kind of have it happen the way it did. It's just like it just feels good, man. It's kind of like, you know, why it was almost like throughout the entire postseason, it's like a why not us kind of deal. And it's
Yeah,
great.
I think you had two teams. You had two teams like that, wine out us on both ends, and
yeah,
it
100%.
just came to show you that their type of baseball, their brand of baseball, what just got them to the end and
Yeah,
couldn't get past it. I told they had their 3-hole hitter or cut somewhere. I'd say one of their best hitters bunting.
yeah.
I give them that. Like they were just a team effort. They were just doing whatever they had to do to get the next guy up, and then they were getting the people on scoring position what their goal is, but no one could bring them in, bro. That sucked.
Yeah,
they were like 0 for like 6 or 7 in runners in scoring position.
I think they were 0 for 9. Yeah,
was that the final stat for the game?
The final stat was I think 0 for 9, maybe 0 for 8. It
has to suck because I don't think the scoreline reflects on how the game went. Like if you were just see the box score, like no running scores, you see the running scoring position, you go, okay, it makes sense. Yeah. But if you just looked at it and you go up into the 6th, the Rangers were getting no hit.
Yeah.
And then the score was it was 1 and then 4, right?
I think it was 3 and then 2.
On 3 and 2. Well, because I know Simeon got the 3-run bomb.
Yeah, so it was a 2-run or a 3-run? It was 2.
It was a 3-run, no?
I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But
it doesn't matter. We fucking won. We have a fucking ring, bro. Who gives a shit?
It doesn't matter.
Who gives a shit?
Doesn't matter. So yeah, man, I think it's a lot to be elated about, and I think that I think like both of us, right? I mean, we sat through a lot of like really shitty baseball. I mean, you literally were at the stadium because you were working there.
I had to watch it. I had to watch Spurs, and I'm telling you, I have 2 apologies right now. It's 2 different sports. I have apologies letters written for Josh Spores and Derek Lively. Hopefully we'll get to him soon. Derek Lively, I'm sorry. I underestimated you. I thought you were going to be a project here for us, but you got 13 fucking rebounds last game, big man. You was yamming on people, bro.
Hey, leave it for next week. We'll talk about it next week.
We'll be here next week. We got a lot to talk about next week. But I just throwing that out there. And Josh Spores, I wanted to kill myself every time I saw Josh Spores warming up. And if he's not, think about it. Your team already sucks, right? Last season.
Yeah.
And you would see, I don't know, you probably don't see it that much with Josh Spores now, but he just looks like a fucking dick.
Yeah. No,
does he or does he not? Just chewing his shit and the way he just catches the ball and walks. I'd see him warm up. I'm like, bro, you give no shits about this team. You have like a 7 ERA, and you're about to get your shit rocked. That was me last year.
I mean, and what? Like,
and even this year. But then postseason, I'm just like, look at that motherfucker. Look at him walking around like he's a shit. Hell yeah, 0.75 ERA, bro. I'm walking like that too.
Yeah, that's understandable. And I mean, like what? 2020 maybe. Who was our opening day starter? Was it Taylor Hearn? like going back 3 years.
I think 2021. I think 2020 was COVID. So 2020. Okay. I think 2020 was that not Corey Kluber? Or what was the Corey Kluber year where he just pitched an inning?
That was
not
2020.
Even an inning.
That was 2020.
It was an inning, I think. Not even an inning. He got 1 out or 2 outs.
Yeah, I think it was
Taylor Hearn.
Taylor Hearn was your opening day starter. Kobe Allard.
Allard, Mike Fulton-Evix, Kyle Gibson. I mean, I'm missing one more that pitches for Baltimore.
You had a young Dane Dunning too. Like that was just.
I saw some potential in Dane Dunning though. I sound like LeBron here, but I saw some potential in Dane Dunning. He was my favorite pitcher when we were in the trash era, even though he had like a 4 or 5 ERA. Swear to God, I'm just throwing that.
Jordan Lyles.
There you go, Jordan Kyle Lyles, Gibson, dude. Jordan. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kohei Arihara, I think is how you say it.
Kohei Arihara, dude. I think he's still in our system. I think he's in the minors.
For real? Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, I swear. I could be wrong, but I think he is. Ian Kennedy was our closer. He was part of a package deal with Kyle Gibson. Yeah.
Yeah, just like going back and like looking at this team, right? Like our catcher was, like Jose Trevino, and then he split half the season with Jonah Heim.
Yeah,
like
we had two all-star at some point. We had 2 all-star catchers. Like if you think about it, at some point, like Trevino was doing. He after we gave him away, he was striving in New York. He loved it, even though he really loved it here too.
Because that was the Joey Gallo trade year. Like just going back, right, and like going back and looking at that, and to see like they lost 102 games or 100 games that season, like, and then to like just look like 2 years later, you're really not changing a ton other than like Seager and Simeon, and then I guess like you're starting pitching, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden now like you get a good manager and easy. Like I don't want to say easy,
What a
but
manager
like
does, bro.
yeah, just instills a culture. So I think it's exciting, and honestly, right? Like, how many pieces are we truly losing like next year? I don't want to start talking about
See,
repeats, but like,
I just got off the phone with someone. They're asking me like, "Hey, so who are we losing next year?" Like, I know we're not gonna be the same team, so that's kind of the realization you have, even like in football or just any team
yep,
in general. You know, you're gonna come back, and that might be the last time you're ever gonna be in that same locker room. It's probably gonna most
yep.
likely how it's gonna be. You're gonna either have new guys or you're gonna lose guys, vice versa. From the top of my
And I
head,
think,
I know Montgomery's a free agent. Stratton's a free agent. Uh, I don't know, to be honest. Who else would be
let's
losing?
see.
As far as
Uh,
I know.
Odorizzi, which he didn't
Oh, Odorizzi,
really play that
he didn't even
much.
pitch any. He didn't play at all. He got hurt before, and that's what he was gonna be
Yeah,
the Dane Dunning, and Dane Dunning took his spot.
yeah. Yep. Martin Perez is a free agent.
Oh yeah, he's walking away. He's gone. I'm sorry, unless he comes back like on a friendly deal, but he's
Yeah,
probably
he's
gone.
gone. Nah, he's gone. Leclerc has a
Mm-hmm.
team option. Heaney has a player
We'll take
option.
it. Oh, Heaney, I forgot Heaney. Yeah.
Yeah, Heaney has a player option. Brad Miller's gone. Monty
Oof.
is a free agent.
Yeah.
Hedges is probably
He
gone.
comes back. He comes back. He comes
Yeah, he'll
back.
come
Just a
back.
vibes guy.
Let's see. Garver, Chapman, Stratton,
Oh,
Kennedy, Robbie
Garver.
Grossman. Yeah,
Okay.
they're all on free agency. Will Smith, Jankowski,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much it. Everybody else is back.
Wow. Okay,
So
that's a lot more people than I thought for sure. Not
it's
role
a
players,
lot.
you could say so.
Yeah, there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like I think like role players, and I think but like our stars, right? Like Seager's under contract, DeGrom, Simeon,
Yeah.
Scherzer, John Gray, Eovaldi. Then you have like Nate Lowe is going to be in arbitration.
Damn.
Who
Really?
else? Yeah. Adolis arbitration. Jonah Heim, Dunning, Brock Burke, Josh Spores, all arbitration. Leote, Josh Smith,
Mm-hmm.
Zeke, and Josh Young are all pre-arbitration. And then like Evan Carter's still a rookie. I mean,
I won't be
who else are we
surprised
going
if
to
they
see
throw him a
next year?
contract right now.
Yeah,
If
I
they
mean
throw a
that, and then
contract at
like
Evan Carter before it gets too expensive.
yeah, and then right like I feel like there's probably a good shot that we see White Langford next year at some point, assuming he doesn't
Like crazy.
like just kind of fall
Go
off. I
down.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean maybe at some point next year we see Jack Leiter finally. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's
I would
there's a
really love
lot
to
to
see him
be
develop, dude. I would really like to see him
yeah.
develop.
There's a lot to be excited about next season, and I doubt like it's way too early to say like they have a shot at repeating again. I mean, I think the Braves are still loaded. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the like who knows where Shohei goes, but like
He wants to be on a
I
winning
think
team.
yeah, hey, there's no better team than just the team that just won the World Series. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It's exciting, and just kind of grateful that like I think we started like you and I like we're really talking about it a lot like at the beginning of the season, like just talking about the
Mm-hmm.
Rangers just like as like fans. But like I think we started this at the right time to be like, hey, like it's just kind of fun to document like what we've seen
Yeah.
and just like our feelings and stuff like that throughout the season. But man, it feels good to be a fucking winner. I'll tell you that much.
Feels fucking good. Been 12 years since our last one here in this city. I didn't know when the next time was gonna be, if I'm being honest. And we'll be attending our first parade too. Like
Yeah,
I don't know how
yeah,
to act. I don't know how to act.
yeah.
I'm gonna be
It's
coming there
weird,
and I'm
man.
just gonna be. You're gonna have to hold me, bro. I'm gonna be. Go away! Swear to
Nah,
God.
man. Yeah, so yeah, World Series parade's tomorrow. All in are gonna be there. So if you got
Trying to get
just
some content for y'all. See how that
yeah, try
goes.
to get a little content out there. If you happen to see us, this will be posted in the morning. So if you guys happen to see us out there,
Mm-hmm.
come say what's up. But
Please do.
yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like I've taken a victory lap. I don't know. I'm sure you have some thoughts. Or
I have I don't know. Like I wish I could tell you what's going on in my head.
yeah,
it's still surreal. Like I said, I mean, I went afterwards to academy. I had that first ever experience. I have had plenty of friends go to academy after their team wins, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm gonna do that. I don't know. Took my ass right
Yeah.
to academy, bro. Got me some merch. Great experience meeting all the people. Everyone's lit as fuck. No one gives a shit about anything. Everyone's
No.
Everyone's happy. Everyone's like, oh yeah, this that, and just talking about it. It's crazy how sport just brings everyone together. Like, dude, yesterday my friend hugged some random ass dude sitting at the table in front of us. He just looked at him and he was just like, bro, give me a hug, and like just going crazy. Like, you can just tell like what sports can mean to a person. I know a lot of people can see and just be. It's like, dude, it's just sports. Like, why are you mad over this? Why are you this? Why are you happy about this? Why are you gonna let a team determine your mental health? You know, but
that's the beauty of it, man. And
it's the beauty of it. You just gotta love it. It's unexplainable. You either got it or you don't. You can't teach it.
That's it. Nah, and that's it, awesome. Man. And it's exciting. Awesome. It's
moments like this. It's good. Awesome.
It is.
But you go back 2011, and then you're just like,
sickening.
It's terrible. Rips your fucking shit out, bro. Leaves scars, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
I'll leave you with one thing with that 2011 thing. Okay. We were talking about it today. Do you now forgive Nelson Cruz?
I mean, yeah, I think that time heals wounds, right? But also, you know, I think it's you have a redemption arc. It was 12 years in the making, right? But I think like at this point, like it's redeemed, and you know, it feels good to have that. Like, and it sucks, right? Because the Diamondbacks basically had that same shit happen to them this year. I mean, like with. And it's not as high leverage of a situation. Yeah, not as high leverage of a situation, right? It's not Game 6 of the World Series. You're up 3-2 in the series. Like, you're down to your final out. Like, it's not that, but like, I mean, think about it. Like, a couple of those like errors. Yeah, a couple of those errors in Game 4, massive error in Game 5 to kind of just like blow it open. Like, they're dealing with those own things, and it sucks. Like, just being on the wrong end of it is just brutal. So I think now, like, you have to kind of just be like, hey, like, the ghost of Nelson Cruz kind of been exorcised. Like, he's out of here. Like, enjoy this. And, I mean, there's no reason to dwell on the past now at this point. Like, we got the chip. Like, got the ring. Parades tomorrow. Like, that's how you got to feel. You got to be excited about it.
And I don't know if you mentioned – I think you mentioned a little bit there. But, yeah, Nelson Cruz is done. Like, he retired today.
Yeah. I think that –
I don't know if he's like, you know, I'm going to just keep going. Like, I got to see them win one. You know? Fuck.
Yeah.
And another one. Okay, it's almost the same thing, but on the other side.
Okay.
Can you finally be okay with just hearing the name David Freese? Or no?
Nah, I think that still kind of hurts.
Yeah.
It still kind of hurts. Like,
everyone's talking about it. It's like, I can finally watch like 2011 highlights and not feel upset about it. Like, it'll just be a good time.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And it's like reminiscent back then, right? Like, damn, you all right over there? Oh, no, he's dying.
Yeah. Shit went down the wrong pipe, bro. We're good.
It's the ghost of David Freese going down the wrong pipe.
We're Gucci. Yeah, he heard me. It's getting out of me. Like, he's just trying to get away. He's like, oh.
Trying to get away.
He's out.
Nah.
He's out.
Yeah, man. So, it feels good. That's all I can say. I think it's nice to finally have a team, right? Like, I mean, I think it's been, like you said, it's been 12 years since Dallas has had a team to win something, which, I mean, obviously, right, there's some cities out there that like, have never seen their team win anything, but yeah, it feels good. It feels damn good.
It feels so good.
It's exciting, and it's a good time to be a fan. It's a good time to be a fan.
For sure. And then one more question. A lot of people were complaining about it, and a lot of people get backlash on it. I was on like I didn't give a fuck because we're winning. So obviously, you know, we're DFW. And if you go on Instagram, you see all these people that didn't watch a single lick of baseball or just didn't. Maybe they watched the last game. Maybe they just started watching World Series or whatever. So how do you personally feel with people that don't watch that shit and just post it on their story and like, you know, whatever?
I think it's fine. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, it's for the city, right? Like, I think at some point, like, maybe you're just not a big baseball fan, but you like want to support. Like, I can't really talk shit about it. Like, I'm not a big hockey fan, but like when the Stars are in the Stanley Cup, right? Like, yeah, like the Stars in the Stanley Cup. Like, I'm gonna watch the Stanley Cup, and I'm gonna act like I know everything about hockey, and I'm gonna act like I know every player that's on ice. You know what I mean? But like,
exactly,
it is what it is, right? Like, I think at the end of the day, it's for the city, and I guess for the cities, and
The
I think
Metroplex.
that's it, man. Like I think you got to be excited about it, and I think at some point, like everybody, maybe this is what somebody needed to become a big fan. Like, you know what I mean? Like at some point, like there's some little kid out there that hasn't ever watched a baseball game really, or hasn't really ever followed it, and then
And this
starting
will
with
be
the
the
playoffs,
reason.
this is the reason why now, like 10 years down the road, maybe they have their own podcast, right? And they're talking about how much they love the Rangers, and they don't have the scars of 2010, 2011, but they have that like joyous memory of like being on top in 2023, like seeing Adolis Garcia hit that walk-off home run in game 1, like watching the 7-game series against the Astros in the ALCS, like watching the sweeps of Tampa and Baltimore. Like I think that it doesn't matter, right? Like when you start watching it, I think as a city, right? Like there's no reason to like hate for people to just now be watching it. Like at the end of the day, like as long as they're supporting, like I think that's what matters.
No, I'm with you too. My friends were like sending other people's stories like, oh, they don't even watch baseball, they don't even whatever. And at my point, I'm like, you can see it like that because these were people that most of them were out of like out of Texas, so they're not like Texas Rangers fans. They're just like sports in general. And I was like, no, dude. That's like, one, we won a championship. You think I give a fuck? Like, I don't give a fuck who's posting, what's posting, whatever. And on top of like, I don't really want to call it. You could, I mean, bandwagon, quote unquote, whatever you have for bandwagon, go ahead. Your definition, you can use it however you want. Yep. But if it's your city, like you said, Dallas Stars are in playoffs, I'm watching them. I keep up every once in a while, but if they're in playoffs, I'm their number one fan. I'm watching every game.
Yeah,
I'm making sure everything. I might be dumb. You ask me a question, I'll be like, hey, bro, I don't know. We're just in the Stanley Cup. Probably the same thing with the Rangers. And it's like, they ask you or whatever, and then you're just like, no, like, I don't care, personally. They're supporting their hometown team. It's different if it was some people posting, like, the Patriots on their dynasty run, and you're just like, Patriots. And you're like, you ain't never smelt a lick over there, bro. So, I don't care. Like I said, I don't. Especially when you're on the winning side. But I get it. It's easy to be like, you see some other teams winning, and you see all them posting. And like my friend next to me, he posted and he's like, bro, look at this hoe. He's saying that I don't watch baseball. I'm like, bro, fuck that guy, bro. Who gives a shit?
Does not matter.
Who gives a shit? And some people will own up to it. They're like, I don't, but so what? It's my team.
Yeah. Like,
and there's different perspectives to my team. There's different perspectives. Yeah. Like, I sat there, watched all the shitty baseball you could say. There's like the up here fans, right? And on top of that, like I think I'm here. There's people that are up here with Rangers too. And like, there's guys that are just started watching.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, right? Like I was always like following it, and you know I would get the updates on my phone of the scores, right? But like it wasn't really until this season.
All they won, yeah,
it wasn't really until this season, right, where I was like, all right, like hey, like really, like oh, I see that we have something building, right? Like let me start watching it. Let me, you know, I may not watch every game, I might watch it, may not watch it every night, but like I'm checking in on it, maybe 20 minutes. I got the game on while I'm cooking dinner or something like that. Like I'm not gonna act like I'm a diehard fan, but like still, like it means something to see. Like, you just see that, like, the progress and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, right, it doesn't matter. You're a fan, you're supporting, like, what, you're going to be somebody that has bad vibes, and you're going to be like, oh, fuck this guy because...
Yeah, fuck that. No type of bad vibes here. You're not going to see any of that tomorrow.
No, not from us. Not from us.
Tomorrow, if we go out there and we ask people questions about, like, let's say, like, players or just history or whatever, maybe, like, 60, 70% will not be able to answer the question. And I could give two shits. So they're supporting. It's some type of connection for somehow because their parents watched it or their grandparents made them watch it or just something, bro. I truly do not care. At the end of the day, Texas Rangers are World Series champions for the first time ever in fucking history, and we were here for it.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it.
End of story.
Well, I think we ended on that note, huh? What do you think?
Fuck it. Why not? Fuck it.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is kind of concludes the. I mean, we weren't instant because we were celebrating last night, but I mean. This is the end of our World Series coverage. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us for, you know, I mean, the last like 14 or whatever episodes. But we're going to keep going. Mavs are playing right now. I think they're 4-0. 4-0. Stars are balling. Cowboys.
They both all won yesterday too again. We did a big D sweep again. Like just very low key because it was a World Series win, but it was a big D sweep.
Big D sweep. So we're gonna keep it rolling. We'll be back for sure. Full episode talking about, you know, we're gonna talk about Cowboys, Mavs.
Wait, the Cowboys are playing?
Oh,
NFL's going on?
Big game.
NFL's going on?
Maybe.
Shit, I guess I switched to my Cowboys hat, my football hat.
Turn around.
That's too far. It's up there somewhere. You'll see it somewhere. It'll come out. I guess. I'll watch football now, and I guess I can start caring about the Cowboys.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. Just because the Rangers are done doesn't mean we're done. So we're gonna keep it rolling.
We're
But
here,
with
baby.
that, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. It's been another episode of Austin Ollie. This is the conclusion of the Texas Rangers are your World Series champs. Peace.
Woo!